Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogian Monster here, along with Stevie B.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF as we like to call it. Hope everybody's doing wonderful. Welcome everybody in chat already. Those of you that aren't in chat, what's up? Gate Smasher, how's it going?
It's Sharon. Good morning.
It is morning, huh?
Right?
You should be sleeping, girl.
No.
All right.
I should be too.
Scott, you were?
I was. Just like 20 minutes ago.
Scott B, what's up?
I just woke up. Scott B. Gate Smasher.
Sharon Guy. Hi, Sharon. Yeah. Oh, wait. Well, I just woke up too.
Sharon guy. Good to see you.
Hey, Staten. What's happening?
Sandra Piper. How you doing, man?
Eighth Year Archives, what's up, Don, man? How are you, brother? Great to see you. Wow, it's been a while, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been years.
Right?
Oh, man. Awesome. Welcome.
So good to see you. Northwoods.
What's up, Northwoods? Gemini Moon, what's up, Jim?
Jim. She said, oh my God, Don.
See?
Good to see you.
I'm not the only one. I read it twice. I was like, oh, shit.
This is so good.
What's up?
Glad to see you
BLB,
still
what's
here.
going on, Jake? Sorry, I didn't mean to step on you.
I was just reading what Don said. He said, doing good. Glad to see you're still here.
We just, what is this? This is our 504th. 504.
504.
Yeah. 5 years. Still going. Why? No idea. It's like the blindfolded Energizer bunny. He just keeps going and going. Doesn't have no idea where it's
Just want to
going.
kind of kick it to the side. Don't shut up.
Oh, no. I pulled that drumstick a long time ago. He just swings his arms and no noise. You know.
I actually went through the motion and kicked under the table.
It's like, too funny.
What's up, Jake? Good to see you.
Rocky's Paranormal and Outdoors. What's going on? So yeah, as you guys know, I'll be putting the link in chat. Anybody can click that link and come on and say hi. So let's just get to that. All right. So Don, how's Brett doing? I haven't seen that. I don't get over there that much. Paranormal Portal. Where it all began.
I think he was still on with Rob, maybe, or Tex just the other day, Brent.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Probably
I can't remember which one. I saw it. I got the notification, but I think
yeah,
that
it's probably Robert or Tex. But that's cool.
Might have been Rob today.
Oh no, Don says I haven't been on for a while.
About a year.
See, I told you I haven't been over that way. But it's good to see you, man.
Yeah.
Did I post the link? I think I did.
Yes, you did. I had to look back.
I'll just spam my chat with the link and yeah. There we go. Brent's doing good. That's awesome. Yeah, it's like old school night.
Right?
Jem popped in. Don.
Jim walked in because she saw Don.
Um,
Probably.
Right? Who else did I just see? I know I just said something. Oh, Jake. Blue Line.
Yes.
Right on. So yeah, no, I saw some people posting in chat about. I didn't hear anything about it. Israel So I really don't know what's going on there. But you said they're bombing Iran. I'm like, oh, can't be that bad. I just always remember from the whole Iranian crisis, and everybody had those Mickey Mouse stickers that said, "Hey, Iran," and Mickey flipping them off. Remember those?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Haywood, what's up there, Michael?
What's up, Michael?
So, I was watching a news press conference. It's from this morning. I saw it this afternoon, but it's the local sheriffs and head of the state troopers, the attorney general. They all did this press conference today, and they were talking about that. Right on the podium, it says it was a poster, and it says Florida is an anti-riot state. I was like, oh, right on. And then each head gets up and speaks a little, and you don't want to fuck around and find out in Florida.
Because you will.
I mean, a press conference where they say you will go to jail if you do this, if you do this, if you do this, if you do this, you're going to the hospital and jail. If you do this, you're going to the hospital and jail. If you do this, we'll be notifying your next of kin because we will shoot you dead as a whatever, however he called it.
Yeah,
he goes, we'll just kill you. Then the attorney general and the governor had said it earlier. You know how you get mobbing and they'll like mob a car. Well, they told people, hey, if somebody your car gets surrounded and he goes, don't sit there and wait for them to start banging on the hood. Just keep driving. Keep driving. Keep driving. Yeah, even the governor said that. Run their ass over. Welcome to Florida. WTF.
Yeah, right. Michael says Ruby Grady will snatch some collars in Florida.
Indeed. But it's everybody. It's the whole state. And it was weird because the attorney general was like joking or just smiling through the whole thing. Because he was kind of like the MC introducing all the police officers.
All the sheriffs in Florida are good old boys, down home southern boys that
shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah, they encourage people to have weapons in their
homes
to protect themselves. I mean, we are a stand your ground state, basically, not just in your home, but in public. If you feel your life is threatened, and it has to be that your life is being threatened, but you're encouraged to do what you got to do to handle it.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like the Wild West out here.
Kate says, I can't even read it. I got to throw on.
What's funny is out here, it takes 55 minutes for the police to answer a call. I can have a backhoe, dig a hole, cover with flowers in 45.
Indeed. I wouldn't bother with the hole, though. You're in a swamp, dude. Just a little weight. Done deal.
Gators will take care of the rest.
That's it. So yeah, Don, we're in Florida. I was in Arizona the last time we hung out or talked. Excuse me. Central Florida, got gators in my backyard, snakes in the backyard, turtles in the backyard. Some big fish in the backyard too. So
occasionally,
I like my backyard.
Me too.
Who did I just miss? Now somebody just snuck by. Roger Blair. What's happening, Roger?
Good to see you, Roger.
Swamp apes.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're like 9 miles from the Ocala National Forest, the southernmost end of the.
Southeastern tip edge of it.
We don't get out there much. We should, but we say that all the time.
Right.
It's right there. I spend most of my time on the water.
Right up the street.
I work for a boat club. I'm their dock master, so I take care of their boats and their customers, and I do it all alone. Blackie, what's happening? When I say I do it all alone, I prefer it that way.
Right.
Well, I know that shit gets done. That's why,
Good to see you, Chad. And says, isn't that where Cariona was with his crew? No, that was further south. They were down in
Florida, yeah.
Yes, Florida, but not in this area. They were further south.
No, we were with Carrie for the 168. That was the first time Stevie and I have met. I mean, we knew each other for years online, but through all the shows and the chats. But that's the first time we met face to face. Was at the 168. BLB says, "Carry on,
Carry on, rest easy, big cheesy."
I'm just reading. Yeah. It was something I was going to say. Remember, I thought about it earlier after I mentioned the.
And
No, I forget. Figures. Link is in chat. Come hang out, man. Gates seeing big old fat moccasins in the woods. Be careful out there, man.
so the Hodge twins did a video on the whole Florida thing. I haven't watched it, but that just popped up.
Oh yeah, no, I wanted to play some of it. Oh yeah, you got to hear them. Apparently, the Hodge twins covered that press conference today. Yeah, they don't mess around down here.
The caption of it is, "We will kill you." Florida sheriff issues brutal warning to rioters.
And I didn't even get appalled hearing it. I was like, right on.
Now I want to go back and watch it. I didn't see it. I was working probably.
Oh, I didn't. It happened this morning, but I saw it like, well, what time did I get home from work? I don't know.
I'm looking for Jed Grady in the background in the line of sheriffs. I don't see him yet. I'm sure he's there somewhere. Him and Sheriff Chittum, and there's a couple of them.
Yeah, JD Delay, whatever the hell his name is. He did a little short on it too.
Wow, that's incredible. They posted that 46 minutes ago. There's 15,000 views already. Almost 16,000 views.
Oh, I believe it. Connor, what's happening?
Hey, Connor.
So what do we got? 27 watch. Right. So quiet.
I don't know.
I'm just scrolling back.
Still trying to wake up.
Yeah, I laid down for a minute or 120. 6:30. I'm like, I want to lay down for a minute. Just take a quick power nap. I don't need an alarm.
I felt my shoulder shoved.
I'm like,
Hey,
it's 8:30.
it's 8:30. I'm like, so.
Then I was like, I'm laying there. I can get everything ready in 5 minutes.
How I felt about myself. Just like, screw it.
Sparky says, guys, click on the link.
Join in live. You don't have to do video.
That is true. That is true. If you come on and you don't want to be on camera, down the bottom of the screen, you can see stop camera. You can just click that on.
Just like that.
Or that. You don't have to be on camera. All we ask is that you turn off YouTube and only come on StreamYard. Guess we get that nasty feedback. Don says 6:30 is 15 minutes away.
So,
Still, yeah. You're in what? Northern Idaho? If I'm not mistaken. Up by Priest Lake, something like that. Priest Lake, right? Yeah.
he said, yep.
Yeah, I know he's got walleye fishing up there, so I remember that much. I think I looked up that lake. Sandpoint, that's right. I mean, yes.
Priest River.
That's it. I remember some stuff,
So,
You say some?
mm-hmm.
I remember a lot of useless information stored up in the noggin.
But just a little bit. Must have slept wrong. My neck hurts. I think I was propped up on the pillow weird.
So Gates Nasher said he heard footsteps paralleling him as he was traveling to where he is tonight. And the feeling of being watched. Smelled a scent I've always smelled when they
are
near. What the hell is up? I know I have the right glasses
and
on.
the hair on the back of my neck tingle.
That sixth sense kicked in. Sandpoint is a sleeve that is used to line a well. I did not know that. So this looks like I have company traveling back. Just watch your six.
Oh.
One day he's just going to fall out of a tree.
Like a coconut.
What?
It's like a coconut.
So Sparky said he found a 15 to 16 inch print in
Last week.
Valley County, Idaho, that is. I find bear tracks, that's about it.
Yeah, last time we were out.
Yeah, last time was with LIB Mike.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun when he was down. Mr. Haywood was here. That was cool. Who's next? We got to get Ben over here.
Yeah. Right.
I just invite fishermen over. Come on down. We'll go fishing. At least get you on the boat.
Oh, that's okay.
Clarence's Gates. Be careful out there. What else? So who's got something they want to talk about? Yeah?
No.
No. Me neither. Yeah, we don't
Not much going on but work, really.
sure there is, but can't talk about it here.
No, I'm just saying it's all work. But all I've done the last 2 days.
Yeah, my work's been busy. Yesterday I got off. Today wasn't so lucky. Tomorrow I don't have any reservations, but I can guarantee somebody's going to want to go out.
Call. Oh. Here.
Get it?
I think so.
We have palmetto bugs here.
Oh.
Can't figure out how they're getting in.
After the rain. It's always after the rain, it seems.
Yeah.
After it rains. And we got hit with a heavy rain downpour a couple hours ago.
Palmetto bugs are like a giant cockroach that flies. Not fun.
Freaked me out. It's not all the time. It's every once in a while.
Don, take care, man. It's great to see you.
It is, definitely.
Don't be a stranger.
Going to watch The Incredibles with his grandson.
Enjoy, man. Long beard, everybody. Enjoy The Incredibles. Oh, right on.
What's that?
Danny said, I got the night vision. I'm going to try it out. If it ever stops raining. Thanks again. You're more than welcome, dude. But
That's cool.
I think LIB Mike for that one.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, you're welcome and thank you. Let us know how they work, man. Robert Dan Dubin, good to see you.
Hey, Robert.
Excuse me. Mr. Jim.
I didn't even have time to chuckle, let alone laugh.
I just looked down. You were there. Couldn't tell you how long.
It was less than 30 seconds.
Awesome. I'm getting better at this.
Another 500 shows.
I get it.
Another 500 shows, and you'll have this thing mastered.
I'm telling you. So what's going on with you, man?
Maybe.
Danny came into my live this morning. He said he was going to do an unboxing on your show, and for some reason wanted me here.
It sounds
Apparently
like
he
he's
couldn't
already.
wait.
Yeah. He said he had him in the dark room, but LOL, not the same. He couldn't wait. Like kid at Christmas. I get it.
You know, he picked up the box and shook it a few times and was like a kid in Christmas.
I was listening. I just wasn't typing or reading chat. I had to mess with the air conditioner. I don't think I'm going to be able to do any more repairs. I'm going to have to call somebody who That's their job.
What, to your air conditioner?
Yeah.
What kind of repairs did you do?
Just cleaning stuff out, making sure the fan was working correctly. Shored up a couple of contacts. Just regular maintenance stuff. I don't have any of the gauges or anything at my disposal like I used to.
I've installed the units, but I never used the gauges. Like I never was in that position to do it. I could put them in, but I don't never like filled them.
And they've gotten real picky about letting any of the CFCs out into the air. So I really
Yeah.
don't have the equipment to do that.
I saw you live this morning, Jim. I was going to say hello and in the chat, but I couldn't get chat to come up, and my phone was doing weird things all day. I've had to reset it a couple times, restart my phone.
That's not just you. There's been several times I've gone in, especially when it's portrait mode chat. For some reason, it doesn't always show up. And the only way I've been able to clear it for sure is totally exit out of YouTube and come back into YouTube from scratch.
Gotcha. Well, by the time I started trying to figure it out, I got bum rushed with a bunch of kids that were misbehaving today in summer camp. So I had a lot to deal with them. These little funyuns. Oh, it was a day.
Today's live was a first. Instead of losing subscribers, I gained them.
Right on.
Way to go. I didn't. What did I do?
Where were you?
I think I woke up late.
Oh,
I
was at the boat.
He went on a little later than normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Sunday, but
I had to get the inspection done and the tires rotated and all that stuff.
yeah, I thought you were at the shop. Like I said, but as soon as I tried to figure out why I couldn't get in the chat to say hello, I was being pulled away. So I thought I heard you say you were at the shop. I just couldn't.
I was sitting between the parking lots on a rail and just put the phone on the rail so it looked like I was talking to the fence post. And apparently the local police thought I was up to something because 2 cars rode through the parking lot eyeing me down.
Oh, jeez.
I know I look so threatening.
You're suspicious.
Michael Haywood said, "Tell him babysitting costs extra, Stevie." I swear, I had to say that to one of the parents today that I'm not here to babysit. It's not my responsibility when your kid acts up, misbehaves. It reminded me of talking to my girls when they were little. I had to scold a kid today. I told him, "Don't you move. The next move is you're going to the corner." I told him, "You're going to the corner."
I'm out, mister.
Yep. Oh, this little boy, I tell you what. Thank God today was the last day for this week's
I
camp.
forgot what time I woke up. I was at work 8 o'clock because I was supposed to have check this out. I was supposed to have a reservation go out at 9, and it was a reciprocal reservation, meaning they weren't from one of our 4 locations. They were from Jacksonville or wherever, and they could do a reciprocal where they could come use ours like 3 times a year. They had stopped by the marina yesterday. I wasn't working. I got a phone call. Hey, yeah, we're down at the marina. I'm like, okay. Well, we have a reciprocal. We just want to know where the boats were. I said, oh, if you're at the marina, it's just past the big boat and hang right. Today, I get a message. I'm waiting for him, and I get a message from my boss. I guess they sent a voice message or something saying, yeah, we're going to cancel, blah, blah, blah. There's too many bugs. We have a blind mosquito issue down here at this marina, or that lake, because we don't get them like that here in our lake. Then I was like, okay, well, they canceled. They don't have any reservations. But 10 minutes later, my excitement got all, smashed to against the rocks, because I get a phone call. Hey, can we take the boat out? I'm like, sure. First time boaters join the club. This is like the second time they've been out, and it doesn't dawn on me until after I'm watching them leave the, pull away. I'm like, wait a minute, they've been in a boat twice, and I just gave them a brand new $65,000 boat. But they did great.
Unnerving.
Coming back, my big thing is docking. If somebody, this guy pulled in like a champ. When he came back, there was no wind, thank God, and he just right in. Stood at the end of the dock, and I watched him. I said, when you reach that pole, start turning. And he just right in. A lot of marinas, you can just pull straight in and back straight out. Here, we're kind of, you have to back out and then turn right to get it, or turn left to get out of the marina. So parking in my marina is a pain in the ass. But I was glad that this guy figured it out real quick.
Mid-South, good to see you.
What's happening, Mark?
Good crowd in chat.
Always.
Yeah, I was surprised to see some of those old faces or names.
That was years. You're talking years ago.
Well, Don, I mean, that goes back
Portal.
About 6 years ago.
6, 7, maybe.
Hey, Sandra.
I'm trying to remember like when I first went into that paranormal portal. I was a mod there forever. I was a mod longer, I think, on Carrie's too. Mid-South is making pizza at the moment. Right on.
Yeah, during summer camp, I've told you this before. The children hover outside my office window, basically on the patio. It's awning covered. That's where they have their snack break, their lunch break. They do arts and crafts on the tables out there. We've got 6 tables, and it's kind of their outdoor classroom. But for some reason today, individual grown men kept wanting to hang out smack dab in the middle of the kids there, and me having to go out and tell them, hey, excuse me, I can't have you sitting here. And for the most part, people, they're, yeah, sure, they'll grab their stuff and go. But every once in a while, a couple times today, I've had to, why would you want to put yourself in the middle of a bunch of children unless you're up to no good? I mean,
yeah,
you need to leave.
Especially these days.
You need to leave. Even if you're not, you need to leave.
Did they have Nickelodeon shirts on?
One guy looked like he was some type of fake security, like a fake security guard. It just looked weird. And when I spoke to him, I purposely went in front of where he was sitting at the table so that I'm looking at him dead on, eye to eye, instead of coming to him from the side. And he wouldn't look up. He just wouldn't look at me. He wouldn't say a word. He said no. He did say no.
What about leaving?
Yes. And I said, maybe you misunderstood me. This wasn't a question or a request. I'm telling you, you need to leave. You can't be here. And he looked up then, and he stood up, and what I thought was walking away very slowly. He walks over to the pillar, the edge of the patio, turns around, leans up against it, and stands there. I said, okay. I said, now you've given me no choice. I'm going to have to make a phone call. So either you leave or I'll have you removed. It's like, why? What the hell is wrong with people?
There must be a full moon tonight.
I did.
It's the other day. It's like delayed reaction.
I'm like, people are just batshit crazy. It just baffles me. When a couple comes zooming up on their bikes, this man jumps off and runs into the office to the restroom. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out why they zoomed up real quick. He had to go to the bathroom. So on his way out, I said, "Good morning. How you doing?" Greeted him politely. I was like, "Hey, in the future, can you, there's signs that show you walk your bike past the office. We've got 70 kids out here today. You know, it's just not safe." All I got from him was, "Well, I just had to take a piss." I'm like, "Okay, I can appreciate that. But again, in the future, can you please?" It's just, it was a weird day for unnecessary bullshit. you know, sorry.
There's just plenty of it to go around
Oh
out
my
there.
God. It's exhausting. It really is.
Too many people believe the rules only apply to other people.
So many people just feel entitled to do whatever they want. And it's, how dare you approach me and talk to me? And it's not that I'm not being an asshole. I'm just, the full customer service kicks in, and
Yep.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I got cussed at more times today than I think I have in the past 2 months. Yeah, I did. There was a water break. A utility worker come in that had been there Tuesday that knocked out our power. They were working on the pole Tuesday and knocked out our power for about an hour.
I think they do that shit.
They do it all the time because it's a contract company that I really don't think they know what they're doing, to be honest. So same guy from Tuesday comes rushing into the office and walks up to me in front of a bunch of people in line and, excuse me, I need the number to City of Altamont Water. And I'm like, "Excuse me, there's people here." Give me a minute. No, it's, this is urgent. I'm like, "Okay, what is it that you need?" He says, I need the number to City of Altamont. And I looked at him and I said, I'm showing him my show. I'm like, "We're Seminole County. You have a phone in your hand. Have you heard of Google?" I'm like, "Why would you think that I know the number to the city?" Oh, yeah, on the top of my head. Like, we're county, you have a phone. There's a thing called Google. And it didn't end there. It went on for like the next 20 minutes. He finally figured out to Google and gets them on the phone. While he's on the phone, I'm listening to him and he's saying that it's outside the gate and that it's flooding. We hit a line, about 2.5 inches into the ground. I'm like, bullshit. But, I'm listening to him. He's making it sound like it's a massive flood. And I'm like, I'm trying to figure, I'm asking him where is the leak? Because do I need to call my boss? Do I need to?
Is it in the park?
Yeah. He said it's right outside the gate. We'll come to find out it was on Citrus and Douglas, which is way up the street before you even come into the park. I mean,
it was probably like a loose sprinkler head.
No, it was a geyser. They said it was actually just spewing out of the ground. And again, the guy, he lied. He said, "Oh, we were taking the auger off the truck and it hit the ground about 2.5 inches in." And bullshit. You dug it. You hit a line. I mean, just own up to it. You can't deny it. There's a flood out there now on the road, on the main road.
Yeah.
When I left work today, what was probably 6 hours later, I was stopped at the end of the street. I had to wait until a construction crew guided cars one lane at a time from either direction because they were still out there trying to do repairs. I gotta shake my head. I leave work most days probably with a headache because I shake my head all day long. I'm just in total disbelief of all the bullshit that I see.
Well, obviously he doesn't pay attention.
I was amazed. That man drove all the way down 2 blocks, parked in our parking lot, and walked 100 yards to me, to the inside the office, to ask me for a phone number when he had a phone in his hand the whole time and could have Googled it. Should have.
About a guy from Bigfoot was holding a phone in his hand.
Well, I get that because there's that whole shock and all value of that situation, but I could not believe this guy. And everyone in the office thought the same. When I said there's a thing called Google, I heard snickering.
Stevie, you should have just looked up at him and said, "You should have dialed 1-800-YOU-DIG."
I was so confused. I was just like, really? And the attitude that he gave me, because I told him I didn't know. I don't know what the number is. I'm like, why would you come in here to get a phone number? Well, the guy out there, where? Guy out 6 blocks away told you to come in here and you listened? I'm just like, what the
Nate
hell?
Smasher says that's the problem around here. Local municipalities passing the buck instead of owning it and taking responsibility.
Yeah, this is a contract company to Duke Energy that has just been destroying everything out there.
Everything they touch, they blow up.
I mean, once a week easily, and it's been for months now. I mean, 2 weeks ago on a Wednesday, we had NCAA there. We're live streaming the national championship for college, and all of a sudden a transformer blows. Sounds like a shotgun. It's not far from the office. They're right outside the fence of our park, and they blew a transformer. We went 4 hours with no power. They had to delay the whole event an extra day because of it. And 4 hours into it, they get it back up. Duke Energy gets it back up and running again. And probably by the time I got home, 4 o'clock that afternoon, an additional transformer blew. A separate one had blown. I just...
What happens if we touch these wires together?
You know... And they're the ones that are supposedly out there trying to prepare the area for up and coming storms. You know, hurricane prep. They're burying lines under the ground, and I don't know what they're doing, honestly.
The real number is 811. You're supposed to call before you do any digging.
Sure.
And they should have done that. I mean, get real.
Northwood says, I guess there is a widespread outbreak of cranial rectosis these days. Yes. It's that whole rectocranial inversion.
They've got diarrhea of the tongue and constipation of the brain.
You know. Yeah, that was just part of my day today. That was all before 10 a.m. Yeah, it was about 10 o'clock.
Well, if I knew any good jokes, I'd tell them to you.
Blazer says, we blew a transformer. Bumblebee smiles. Michael says, you want to make Optimus Prime smile?
Anyways, that was my day. That was only part of my day. The rest of it was just even more exhausting, but we won't go there.
Yeah, we didn't talk about your day today.
No.
Not yet. Looking forward to it, though. Oh, no, it's a soap opera. I want to hear it. Just not now.
The best thing is it's behind you, and maybe tomorrow will be a better day.
Well, tomorrow I have a bunch of the higher ups will be in the park by 9:30 in the morning.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Are they hands-on or like to tell other people what to do and sit back on their thumbs?
They're hands-on at the moment.
Depends which one you're talking about.
Well, yes, this is true. This is true. But no, there's just a lot going on, and they're all coming for a visit tomorrow.
Fucking A. Fucking A.
I'm
glad to hear it.
I was given a heads up this afternoon that they'll be there about 9:30.
Well, you'll get 1 minute of laughter tomorrow night, or at least.
Or is it? Sorry, Jim.
I think it's still a full moon, I think, and it is Friday the 13th tomorrow.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's up, Wendell?
That doesn't bother me. You know,
No,
never
me
did.
either. My mother used to say that was her good luck day.
My dad was born on Friday the 13th.
I lost my legs on Friday the 13th.
She did.
And I can laugh about it because I tell you what, as sick as I was before, that was the start of my new life. So I don't look at it as I think it's funny that I lost my legs on Friday the 13th. It is. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, that was August.
Yeah.
August 13th. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it was funny though, because here I was in pre-op and I'm just laying there waiting. I already knew what to expect. I was kind of at the moment like, come on, let's get this over with. You know, I was in that mode. And it was pretty quiet. My nurse was standing at the podium to the right of me, and she's just, you know, making sure paperwork's all correct and everything. And anesthesiologist is at the foot of my bed at the wall with his back to me, and he's writing up the orders. And he asks the nurse without turning. He was like, "Hey, what's the date for today?" And I already knew. I already knew it was Friday the 13th. And I watched her. She's writing, and she looks up, and she's like didn't want to respond. And he asked it again because he had his back turned. He turned this way to look at her, you know, a little bit. He was like, "What's the date for today?" And I said it. I said, "It's Friday the 13th." I hear him. Oh shit. And I mean, I couldn't help but laugh, but yeah. And he says he was born on the 13th of November.
13th's usually been a pretty lucky day for me.
I can't say it's been lucky or unlucky.
I think tomorrow's
Yeah,
going to be a good
normally.
day.
Never. What is that? Trichstodecaphobia. That's the fear of the number 13.
Number 13.
Yeah. Taylor
Yeah.
Swift was afraid of the number 13 for some reason.
Why do
Yeah,
you know
so-
that?
How do you think I know that fucking name?
Well,
Of trichstodecaphobia?
I mean, I can understand that more, but we're talking about Taylor Swift.
I remember seeing a thing about it.
Secret Swifty.
Wendell, how you doing? Shut up. Shh.
That's borderline mean there.
Tell all your
Don't
secrets.
tell
now.
anybody.
Tell all your secrets now. Sharon says it's going to be a busy day for me. Yeah, I believe it will be for me as well, but in a good way. It won't be. It's going to be a good day. It has to be. Just with what I know, I think it's
It's gonna be an awesome day.
yeah.
God willing.
Lord willing.
And the
Michael.
park don't flood.
Michael said secret Swifty.
And me and some friends are going to celebrate somebody's birthday tomorrow.
Oh, that's cool.
Who's
A friend of mine, one of their children.
Oh, I had this lady come in this afternoon.
hold it that? Blazer said Friday the 13th is still better than Monday the whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So I was cashing out and closing out, running my reports, and I had an old lady walk in, and I had spoken to somebody on the phone earlier that I didn't think she'd be there that quickly, but I'm sitting there signing my paperwork, and I look up and I see this elderly lady walk in, and my heart fucking stopped. It was my grandma. I mean, every bit of spitting image of this woman was what I remember of my grandma. And I knew it wasn't her, but just that split moment of,
Recognition.
I mean, my eyes welled up. That's how similar, so much. Mannerisms, everything.
Is this the
The
grandmother
only
from your
difference,
dream?
yes, the only difference is that this woman, I asked her, where are you from? She's from Cuba. You know, my grandmother was more native. She had more native in her. So that
Native American.
darker skin complexion kind of matched. I mean, it was just everything about her. The height. My grandma was like 4'10" when she passed. This woman was every bit of that tiny. Same body structure. I mean, walking in the door, my heart stopped. My eyes welled. I just for a moment, I saw my grandma today. You know, that blew me away.
I used to when I lived in Jersey, I lived in Hackensack for a while. I had my own tiny little studio, and next door was a restaurant. And the bartender that started working there. I walked in. I'd never met her before. I walked in and I again stopped in my tracks like you did,
telling me this.
because this woman looked like my mother. My mother,
Wow.
my mother had passed, and I started talking to her. And now I was divorced at the time. My kids are with their mom and everything, and it turns out that her mother babysits my kids. So
Wow.
yeah, and one night, I was running karaoke at this bar, and my sisters came in. They came, to hang out that night. They'd never been there before, and they sat at the bar, and I forgot to warn them. And I see them come in. They sit down, and I'm on the other side of the bar, and I'm looking at them, and I wave, and they sit down, and then I see my youngest sister notice the bartender, and she just stops, and she's staring at her really weird, and I'm like, I walk around the back of her, I put my arm around her, I said, it's fucking weird, isn't it? She's like, why didn't you fucking tell me? Holy shit. That's how much she looked like my mom. It was weird.
Well, you kind of glossed over. You said in your studio. Are you talking about an apartment or the work you were doing?
No,
okay.
Apartment. At the time, I was driving. I was a courier, so I would go to New York, Manhattan every day, or Long Island, or sometimes Washington, D.C. I would deliver audio and video blanks, tapes, like VHS or whatever, to all the major studios and networks in Manhattan, like MTV, ABC, CBS, NBC, whatever.
Laser wanted to know, but were you thinking about your grandma before that happened? No, actually, I probably hadn't thought of her for. I mean, it's been a couple weeks since I talked about her, easily, maybe a month or so. But no, I was just immersed in my work, trying to get out of there, and this woman comes in, and it was quiet in the office. My coworker was sitting beside me, and she was tripping out because she saw my reaction,
Hey, Katie.
And I talked to the woman, sweet woman. I mean, we talked for quite a bit, and I told her exactly, what my reaction was. She said, yeah, I felt a little. I said, what, uncomfortable maybe when you walked in.
We were just staring. No,
I said, I was so amazed at the similarities.
Yeah, that's how I was with this woman. It is strange
until she spoke, because then she had that thick Spanish accent, so that kind of put me back to reality. But wow, that was a trip, just seeing her walking in.
That's cool. So we lost Wendell. He popped in, and let me throw this.
KDG, how you doing, hon? Good to
Wendell,
see you.
you're out there. The link's back in chat. Sorry you didn't stick around.
Come back, Wendell.
Wendell.
Come back.
Danny, have a good night.
Gate Smasher says, I've seen many doubles. It's weird. 10,000 miles away. It's like the program went out and repeated the human. It's the Truman Show.
I've never seen that movie. But yeah, that was pretty wild.
Doppelgangers.
That was definitely wild.
There's a lady on YouTube that she's in Japan, and she's Oriental history, and she looks exactly like a family friend. She is American Indian from Florida. And I mean, the first time I saw her, her little avatar, or thumbnail, I should say, is like, oh my gosh, that's Sandy. And I open it up and, find out that she's Oriental and living in Japan. But I mean, the hair, the glasses, the smile, coffee cup in hand, just like the family friend. And the family friend passed away like a decade ago.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, that really took me back. So I did a screenshot and sent it to my sister. And I said, does this look like anybody? And she didn't even text back. The phone was ringing. Where'd you get that picture of Sandy? Yeah.
Wow.
every once in a while, But I mean, that's from the other side of the world.
When I was in my 20s, I saw somebody that would pass as my doppelganger. It was weird.
I went to school with the girl Stacy that teachers got us confused all the time. I actually got called to the principal's office because of something she did. She skipped class and they saw her walking across the field and swore it was me. So around lunchtime, I got called to the principal's office, and it's in the 9th grade. I was a freshman in high school. And I was so mad. I cried because I was so mad that I knew I didn't skip. I'm like, I can see I've done, I had done things at the time, but this time, no, it wasn't me. And come to find out, it was Stacy. It wasn't me. But we used to get confused all the time.
Northwood says when I was deployed overseas, I could have sworn I saw someone from back home, but I never had a chance to catch up to them.
Oh, wow.
I just have that weird coincidence thing where I'll end up next to somebody who I had met 20 years ago or something, in passing, just stupid stuff. That the odds are astronomical. And Sharon saying that she's going to have a busy day. I mean, when does she not have a busy day?
Right?
I was thinking the same.
That's just in the real world. And she gets on YouTube and she's all over the place.
Yes.
Sharon is just amazing. She is absolutely amazing.
And a good cook.
I wouldn't know about that.
She wouldn't know what to do with herself if she wasn't working all the time.
Right? She'd figure out something else to do.
Oh, I'm sure. More work.
I guess as long as you have fun at it. It's not really work, is it?
You would know.
I used to do that hold down 2 or 3 jobs at a time, but not anymore. Blazer has an albino doppelganger.
He's a pale imitation.
That's just too funny.
You know what a piebald deer is, Jim?
You can't say that I do.
It's a deer that has usually white. It's not albino. It's patchy. It's got patchy white spots. They call it a piebald. But apparently, you can call it, like, we have an alligator in at work in that lake that has white in it. So I told the guy next to me, I was like, oh, man, I wonder if, I said, I guess it's a piebald alligator. And he's like, what? I said,
yeah, he said it to me. I didn't know either. I'm like, what?
And apparently it happens in alligators. And
Michael said, yes, piebald.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that was the name of it. I've seen a partially white deer before.
Yeah, that's what they're called, piebald.
Hello. Judy.
What's up, Judy? Great to see you. How you doing, Wendell? You're all quiet over there.
Wendell. Hey.
All right, I guess, all things considering. I surprised another camp out.
I hear it went well.
Oh, Hollins?
Yeah, had a little bit of rain. Yeah, what was it, Hollins?
Was it a big turnout?
Not really. It was just based. I think there was maybe
30.
20, 30 people there.
That's what I guess.
Katie was there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't make this one because we had fun last.
Oh, I'd
last
love to
one.
have been able to go this time. I just had taken off so much time in the recent months that I don't have enough time. Well, I have enough time. I just got to let it build back up a little bit. So by the end of the summer, I should be okay to take some
Wait.
time off.
Blazer said my doppelganger sat right next to me. I was beside myself.
Michael Haywood sat in front of a mirror and thought he seen his doppelganger.
Asked him questions.
Actually-
Where you from?
Actually, three of us think we seen something down there.
Think?
Well, we're sitting there in the group chatting, and three of us seen a dark object go through the woods, and actually went over there and found a track that wasn't castable or anything, but
Who saw the orb?
Pat Flat Rock seen one, Roger seen one. I think I've got one.
Who filmed the one on the night vision?
That was Roger using Flat Rock's camera.
His thumb.
That was interesting. I watched that a couple times. Going, what the fuck is that? Because it's like it looks like you were looking at an X-ray because it was a night vision, but you just see this little round ball, but it's like a shadow of it, and it just bounces around the screen. It's
Yeah, it
weird.
moves like a bird.
Well, when it dropped down, it didn't. It would have to be like move like a hummingbird. It was weird.
But anyhow, I didn't see that, but it was a lot of fun. Roger was sitting there. You heard him talk about the watermelon that was beside where he was set up.
I haven't really listened to any of
I
it.
haven't either.
Okay. Well,
No, that
before
was
Roger,
short.
before Roger got there, Billy and Gary and Donna and Sherry, they had a watermelon. They put part of it over there in the edge of the woods for to see if anything would mess with it. And it was still there when Roger pulled in, and it just happened to be right outside the door of his truck. And then Harley come in and set up his tent behind Roger. He got his tent set up, crawled inside, he heard a snap and something run away. And then him and Roger spent the next hour or so with their flashlights out there looking through in the woods to see what they could see. And apparently they got a night vision over there and caught that orb. And I seen something run across the road and kind of go down in front of Roger's truck. It looked like it might have been one, but it was just a dark shape. I couldn't be absolutely sure. And I was sitting over there in the crowd after me, Gary, and Mark seen the one cross through the woods. You know where y'all was camped down there with Pat and them?
Yeah.
I was looking down through there and I seen a shape block out two trees and disappear into the woods. And when I got to get down there with Joe to see where it was at, I think it had to be over 9 feet tall. Or I seen it on the two trees.
I know there's something going on in Alabama.
And
Hopefully in
later
September we're gonna shoot over to Alabama. Go over and see Flat Rock.
And one night I was shooting my night vision camera and I got a or almost immediately that went off up to the left, up going up, looked like it took off from the side of a tree and went up, and there was what looked like a moth come across and landed and took off again. Something dropped straight down in front of the camera. Don't know what that was. And there was another possible something towards the end of the video, but I can't find my chip reader to see where I can put it on my podcast. Pat actually has a copy of it on her laptop. I'm gonna have to see if she can send it to me.
Katie says there's things going on there for sure.
Yeah, Katie had a problem seeing through the air down there at that where we was sitting at. She said it looked like the air was too thick to see through or something like that.
Oh, really? Like
Yeah.
that what do you call it? The shimmer or the heat coming off of the ground? That kind of it's, or was it just
I don't know how you would explain it. She just said it was kind of like the air was hard to see through.
Blazer says yes, the misty haze. Rex
And
Goodrum, how are you, buddy? Good to see you.
and Billy said he's seen a fog come up the road and then turn across the area where I was camping into the woods before I got there. And those people had the feeling that they're being watched and had some rocks left on their bumper. They had some rocks left on their bumper.
Really?
And yeah. Billy had his truck slapped. He went around and got his glasses out of the truck, came back and sat down and whap, 2 whacks on the front fender of his truck. That whatever that was must have been standing right there and he just didn't see it.
Katie says the air got thick. It wasn't fog or shimmering. It just turned opaque. That's weird.
Yeah. That's what I say. I can't explain it as good as she can. But yeah, those things wandering around in the woods, and heard one howl for sure. It was answering Patrick. Other than that, that's the only thing that I can be sure of.
So, did I hear right? Did you guys have karaoke there?
Billy and Dale, they were doing some singing, and Sherry and Donna was doing some. It wasn't exactly karaoke; they were just singing basically.
Okay.
And see, there was something else.
I like listening to Billy sing and play guitar. I enjoy it.
He's cool. He's good.
And he's just an all-around cool person, you know?
Yeah,
He is absolutely fantastic person. I love my brother Billy. And I love Gary and everybody else too.
everybody. It's a family.
Laser says karaoke,
Yeah.
Japanese for tone deaf.
I believe that's true. I cannot sing, but I can certainly tell when other people can and cannot sing also.
Katie, you got to listen to Sharon. Sharon says, Katie, you need to hit that link and tell us about it.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, Katie, come on in here. Join us.
Come on up, Katie. I'm
I
going
need
to go
some
get me a
backup.
snack.
I need some
They need
backup.
somebody. Yeah, they need somebody to replace my slot. So come on up, Katie.
He thinks he's going somewhere.
I'll be in chat. I just won't be up on the panel. Sharing
LIB,
with you all.
so, Mike, Danny did get the night vision binoculars, so thank you.
They put some ham on the log across from where that's at in front of where I camped at. It got gone.
I'm sure. Roger probably ate it.
Probably. Actually, dog heard a noise over there the night it got gone. I didn't hear it.
So you guys camped, everybody camped up top? Like I said,
Everybody,
we were at the bottom of
not
the hill.
Joe and Pat were back down in the holler down there.
Where?
Flat Rock was down there with them. Chad and Erica was on the hillside going down, and Bud and Angie was there. So they had some of their homemade deer sausage stuff. That was good.
Ooh,
Mm.
love me some venison.
Uh,
Sounds like it.
see, trying to think. Aunt Verby come down and visited. She didn't stay the night. Jessica came over from
Jessica
Joan,
Jones,
she
yes,
found
She-
the
her way.
Cricket Huntress.
yeah,
Sorry.
she came over. She said she's seen something going home that I've never heard described before, but I'm not going to tell her what she's
Yeah.
seen.
That's all right. Yeah, well, she was supposed to come to the last one,
Yeah, she got lost the last one, but she made it
Yeah,
this time.
but we sent Jeff Townsend out to find her and
Never saw him again.
never saw. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
there's all kind of weird stuff going on. I pulled up there, where Patrick camp set up there on that top hill
Yeah.
back there in the back, where he got his shoes caught on fire.
I don't remember that.
Well, I pulled up there where he's camped at in my car just to sit and listen while everybody was down there singing and carrying on, see what I could hear. I seen somebody come up the road with a flashlight from camp and go up towards the green field. And I never seen him come back down.
Huh.
And everybody was accounted for in camp, so they don't know who it was.
LIB said today was a scorcher. I'm ready for bed.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, I walked up to when we were there the last time, I walked up to that field, that green field, just to the edge of it. I didn't go any further than that. We ended up turning around and going back down. But that was weird. That field looked like it was freshly plowed, or just, I don't know, when we were there. Just seemed out of place.
But they Billy and them, they walked up there again during the daytime, and they found some tracks, come back to get some stuff to cast it with, and got back up there, and it was demolished. The track was demolished.
What?
Yeah.
Bigfoot saw y'all looking at it and went, oops. soon as somebody walked away, he's like erasing it.
I don't know who did it, but that's what happened with
Excuse me.
them.
So somebody set their feet on fire. That's funny because now you mentioned fire. Today I get into my truck. I had a cigarette in my hand. And for whatever reason, while I was sitting there, like I raised my arm just like that, and the head of the cigarette hit the headliner and burnt the hole. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, fuck. And I pulled the cigarette down. I looked and the head was still there, so I thought. And I'm pulling out of the parking lot and I'm like, what the hell do I smell? Why do I smell smoke? And I look over, and apparently the head of the cigarette had part of it had landed on the seat or on a roll of paper towels next to me. And the roll of paper towels starts smoldering. And I'm like, oh shit. The parking lot door flies open, shit starts flying out of the truck. I just swept everything off my seat onto the floor. And every time I thought I had it, I was missing something. Something else was smoldering. I was like, this is stupid.
Well, that's like the first time I tried to come on here a while ago. I had 2 screens with you on it. And I couldn't get.
All right.
I couldn't get everything it was saying was being doubled. So I tried to get out of it. I wound up having to cut the phone totally off to get everything shut down. And come back in.
What is that? Your tablet.
Is it?
Yeah, look. Lit up now. It's my phone.
Amber Alert.
Yeah, it sure is. I hate saying that.
Miami-Dade County. Kidnapping. Child.
Sorry, y'all.
Let's get rid of that.
Your tablet, your work phone.
Well, I can't chase down all the devices, damn it.
I'm not either.
Yeah. It's been an interesting week. That's all I can say.
I think they're all interesting.
Right.
Well, Billy and somebody else got down there on the 1st and 2nd. They was by themselves. Then people come trickling in all week long. So I got there on Wednesday. Roger got there on Saturday. So
And
yeah.
LIV said something similar to what you just said about the print disappearing. He goes, I went to get plaster and came back to no print, like it never existed. Makes you question your sanity at times, but it's part of the wonder, I guess, or I suppose.
Yeah, well, this one, the track was still there, but it wasn't no good. Something had smeared it.
I missed what KDG said about somebody's getting married. Congratulations to the couple. I hope it's a good wedding. Hope, long wedding. Not the ceremony, but the whole
Marriage.
marriage. I don't know what they look like. I've never been in one. A long marriage.
Well, I went to a couple of weddings, and they are the boringest thing I ever went to.
Reception is always fun.
It's her daughter.
Oh, congratulations. A happy couple.
That's awesome.
Well, congratulations, Katie, for your daughter. That's the first I heard about it.
Oh hell, my son got married. I didn't even know about it. He's like, Dad, it was just justice of the peace
Well,
thing.
I had said the one show that I missed of yours was my daughter's wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She actually did it twice because they planned a huge wedding. I mean, reception hall. I mean, the whole 9 yards of everything that you imagine a full-on wedding would be. Everything was planned out, and 4 days before her wedding, the COVID shut down.
Oh.
Yes, she was able to recover 80% of everything that she put into it. And that was a lot of money. It was about a year and a half of planning. Yeah.
That sucks.
The preacher, he felt so terrible, he suggested that even after the shutdown, that immediate family, parents and siblings, let's get everybody together, and they did a little small church wedding then. And then after it was on their 1 year anniversary from that date, they went ahead and did the whole full-on wedding. We did the wedding rehearsal and, we did the whole thing. So she planned her wedding twice. That huge event. I mean, people had already bought plane tickets. Everybody was flying in. It was, it was
That's
a huge, huge.
Katie
deal.
says they decided they wanted to get married on Friday the 13th, so here we are.
There you go.
That's
I just said my mother. It's one thing I remember distinctly about my mom. Friday the 13th was her lucky day. She didn't shy from it at all.
Keith Smasher says, have you noticed that you need a where did it go?
A certificate to get yelled at.
Oh yeah, the wedding license, marriage license. You can't yell at me. I don't have a certificate. What? I can't do my mouse left-handed. That's weird. I'm like all over the place.
Barely do it right.
Trying to catch up to the cursor. Like, where are you going? All right, guys, where are we at?
We got lost, I think.
30 minutes left. Link
Katie,
is in.
come on in here.
Click on that link.
Come on, Katie. Click that link.
Rex, good to see you, and congratulations.
Hey, Rex.
Now I can't scroll.
See, it's like, it's the son. It's like after the fact. It's like my son. Oh, yeah, by the way. It's like, dude. It's like I found out like on Facebook or some shit. I had to call him and
And verify.
oh yeah, I call him up to me, dude. Did you get married? Yeah, just the justice of the peace thing. Like, oh, great. I can't bitch. Well, congratulations, Rex. That's cool. What else do we have going on?
Just the rain every other few hours.
Yeah, I looked at the radar earlier, and there is so much moisture coming up from the Gulf, from Texas to Florida, and it's just pushing all north. It's really like, where the hell is all this rain coming from?
We actually had a few days where most of the time it didn't rain, but there was rain just about every day at some point.
Well, that's how it usually is here. It'll rain like in the afternoon, quick shower, and all that rain went away.
I left Saturday and went up to the convention and came back. They said they had 60-mile-an-hour winds down there.
Oh, you went up to Anniston?
Yeah.
How did that go?
Yeah, it was pathetic. I think maybe 40 people showed up all together. And
That would have
they
been
didn't
nice.
have hardly any vendors.
So it was last year. It was last year's
Repeat.
repeat.
Actually, it was worse. It was worse
Really?
than last year. Yes.
Wow.
I'm not
Uh,
bashing it in any way, shape, or form. I just thought it was a small turnout last year. I was like, oh, okay.
We had Gary with his sticks, Tex, Greg Ogles,
Was BMR and Donnie Cho and all those guys there?
no, there's a Randy, somebody was there with his saber-toothed tiger heads, and Anita Collier had some stuff on her table
Right on.
where she's the lady that put on the conference.
And I think that Tex MC'd it, right? CDMC.
Yeah, he was doing some kind of speaking in there. I didn't go in there and watch that, see what he done.
Okay.
And Dale Boswell was there doing the opening, singing and stuff, telling stories. There's let me take a look throughout.
I have the poster from last year's conference. I got to get a frame for. They had an auction during the show or the presentation, and I have a poster that everybody had signed. I just have to have it. I got to get a frame for it.
David Eller was there.
Who?
David Eller
Okay.
is a researcher, writes books and stuff on it, and I'm going to try and have him on my show pretty soon.
Yeah, I don't. I thought like last year Tex promoted the hell out of it, and this year he didn't. He was promoting that other
He's
conference
still
that's coming.
promoting in September.
Yeah, he was like, what was it, a year ahead of his time
Yeah, he's been
promoting
for a
the
long time now, but
whatever. I forgot what it's called. Some other conference coming up in September.
Yeah,
Harold,
that's like Roger has been promoting one coming up in Tennessee up there, and Greg's supposed to be going to it, and I want to go over to the Bigfoot Museum in Georgia and see Amanda.
I've been to the museum. It's a cool little museum. Yeah, I was there with Connor, Bigfoot Anon. We went to an outing in Tennessee, and then on the way back, we hit up the museum. It was Tennessee, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Copper Mountain.
Yeah.
But yeah, the conference it wasn't hardly anything to go for this time.
Harold says, "Sorry, we were late. We were co-hosting Abnormal Investigations. No worries."
do your thing.
That's it.
Cool.
Kate says,
Good to see you though.
never been to a Bigfoot museum.
No, me either.
It's interesting when you're into the subject and you can walk in and go, hey, that's so and so, and that's so and so, where most people would just walk in and go,
What is
who's that?
Yeah.
You appreciate things more when you're kind of
In the
into it.
loop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The people that I've come to know in the past 2 years is outstanding, just awesome.
Yeah, it is an amazing community. The people involved are just, that's what keeps me going. That's the only reason I'm here. It's for the
Yeah.
people. You know, we're
got us here.
just, yeah. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for everybody.
Me either. Lord knows.
I don't think none of us would actually.
Katie says Expedition Bigfoot was excellent. A lot to see and curated very well. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, she got to go up there the other day, or last week or something. So
Hey, Christy.
she met Amanda, I think, for a minute anyway. She was busy.
Jim says the Cryptozoology and Paranormal Museum in Littleton, North Carolina. I'll have to check that one out. So, like, 10 years ago, I would never have even thought to go to a museum like that.
No.
Now it's like I want to know them all. These little,
Right?
weird.
There's over in Wedowee, there's a antique mall type thing, and they supposed to have a small Bigfoot museum in there. I'm gonna have to get down there and check it out. I think it's basically just a little booth with some stuff set up in it, but they call it a museum.
No, I think, yeah, I think that'd be cool to check. I have to look them up, and then we'll just hit up all the museums in the country.
That'd be a good road trip.
It would, right?
Hell yeah.
Going Bigfoot Museum to Bigfoot Museum, do little live shots from them.
I wonder how many there are to start with. And that would take a while. Can't get that much time off.
Oh, that would be a good thing for somebody like Joe and Pat, or shoot, I forget who else is just living camper life these days.
Yeah, I could see Joe and Pat doing that.
Right.
Yeah, they always going somewhere with their campers, so that would be something they could do while they're zooming back and forth.
Jim says that's a great idea. Good live at the museum.
Yeah.
Judy said that'd be a great road trip. She said good, but deserves a great.
Yeah.
That's funny. I thought it was an hour and 30 minutes before, and it's just an hour and 30 minutes. I don't know why I can't see with these glasses anymore.
Well, about like my eyes, I quit wearing my glasses because I couldn't see nothing.
Jim says, "Come on, Judy, let's go."
Yep. That's what I said.
Don't tempt her, dude.
That's what she'll do it.
She'll in a heartbeat.
That's what Jay and I said to her. And
See, she said, "Great, yes, let's go."
hell yeah. That's how I met Judy. Scooping her up in Arkansas and dragging her out to Arizona.
You and Jay Fritz.
Best trip ever.
That it's just I can understand where her daughter came from, like the
Oh,
point
no,
of view
I
from
was-
her daughter.
I was 100% on board. I knew. I told her, take a picture of my driver's license. Judy, we went to pick up Judy in Arkansas, and meeting online and in chats, you just never know. her daughter shows up with her, and her daughter's such a sweetheart. I love this girl. I was giving her a hug when I left and when we came back, you know. But she was very weary about letting her mom go with two strangers driving cross country, and I get that 100%. And I couldn't think of any other way to comfort her, but here, take my driver's license, take the tag, you know,
Yeah.
everything, you know, and she did, and I was thrilled, you know. I mean, Judy and I, we couldn't stop laughing for probably the first hour. I mean, it was just funny. Everything that happened, Jay almost falling out of the car, and him going missing at the gas station, and yeah, it was a trip.
I left a message for Jay the other day, and turns out I had his wrong phone number, so he never got back to me.
Yeah. He tells me that he left him a message, and I said, was it on his new number?
I was like, well,
He said, oh.
maybe not. That's why he didn't get back to me. I was like, son of a bitch.
Look, Judy's cracking up. She knows that was the best trip ever.
So I'm going to contact Jay tomorrow. I want to go hang out with him and shoot pool. I know he shoots like 3 times a week, so we'll take that long 3-mile ride up the road.
Yeah. Road trip. Road trip.
3 miles long road trip, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
It's more like
Well,
4.
I go further than that to go to Mark's fire pit.
Right? Yeah, it was just weird when Jay moved and he's only up the street. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I lived 11 minutes from where the conference was at, but I was camping an hour and a half away.
It was the best trip ever. Sure was.
Oh, well, I'm glad I got to go. I'm glad I got to be with everybody down there and had a good time.
Jim says I pushed my lawnmower further than 3 miles. If that was the case, I would never.
Lowe's and Home Depot will quit selling gas chainsaws.
What?
Lowe's and Home Depot have quit selling gas chainsaws.
Why?
Right?
They gone everything battery.
They must not be dealing too much in commercial stuff then.
Apparently not. Can't see a lumberjack out there going, not like,
Yeah.
no, it's like,
Yeah, I bought one of them Poland chainsaws. And it needs to have the primer ball replaced. I
yeah.
can't even find nobody to work on a Poland chainsaw around here.
Yeah, but it's only like four screws to do one of those bulbs. You can buy the bulb at
You
At
can buy the
Ace.
kit.
or Home Depot, or you can
Right.
buy a replacement bulb, the primer bulb.
Well, not for Poland, you can't.
Really?
No. I took it to another chainsaw shop. They said they would do it, but it'd take 4 to 6 weeks for me to get it back.
That's weird.
I wound up going right down here to the pawn shop and buying me another one for $60.
I don't know. I wonder how long a battery would last on an electric chainsaw. The last electric chainsaw I used, you plugged it in.
Jim said Honda is only going to have electric mowers soon.
I think most of the mowers at the Lowe's and Home Depot are electric too, or battery.
That's silly. That is silly.
I think the riding more is the only thing that's gas engine anymore.
Oh, I didn't even tell you on the way to work yesterday. Going just straight up where the road starts to drop down to a hill. A landscape truck pulls out from the left road, jumps over in front of two cars ahead of me, and just as soon as this truck straightened out with the trailer, with the mower on the back, the trailer dropped right in the middle of the road.
Oh shit!
Yep. The car that he cut off had brakes so intent and so hard at the time. He was far enough back away from where the trailer dropped. He immediately turned on his flashers. The car in front of me did. I did, because it was right on that hill. It was coming right down that hill.
With
the trailer sitting right in the middle of the road with the mower on it. I mean, it fell perfectly straight in the lane. Two cars in front of me.
Was it rolling down the hill?
No, it just kind of when it hit the ground, it just kind of sparked, and then it came to a real dead stop. Like, yeah, perfectly right in the middle of the road. I said, "I'll be damned." We all ended up. The road was clear coming the opposite direction. You could see for probably 2 miles up the road. We all just kind of went around, and there was 3 guys in the truck. They jumped out, so everybody knew they had it. But yeah, that was pretty bad.
I was going.
Could have been bad.
I was
Let's put it
going
that way.
to Lake Pleasant with some people, and we were towing a boat. It wasn't mine, but I was a passenger, and I was in the passenger seat, and we weren't far from the lake, and apparently they had the wrong size ball for the hitch, because all of a sudden we're coming up a hill, and you hear clink, clink, clink. I was like, "What was that?" And I look in the mirror, and you see the boat disconnected from the trailer, disconnected from the truck, but the 2 chains were holding it on. And I'm telling the person, "You got to stop. Don't slam on the brakes. Just ease." And they did. They slowed down enough so where they just picked up the tension, and the boat didn't go anywhere. Thank God. It wiggled back and forth for a minute, but yeah, I just had this vision of that boat coming right through the back of the truck.
There was a long line of cars behind us, and I think a majority of them, a lot of them stayed. I saw a couple guys get out of another truck about 2 vehicles back, and yeah, that's the only reason I was comfortable with just gliding right past it with the other 2 cars. In a sense, it was us getting out of the way too, because everybody was just kind of piled up. Yeah, that could have been bad. I've never seen that before.
Hey, Moggs, do you ever run across that guy that does the free grass cutting down there?
No. I didn't know anybody did that in Florida.
Yeah,
I've seen like SB mowers, SB
yeah,
mowing.
he does it.
I've seen
SB
those,
does
but I don't know where he's out of.
Yeah, he's in Florida. And I found some guys up in Canada that's redoing roofs for people for free.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That is awesome.
Rex said,
Yeah.
"Katie, don't let Misty give you the wrong mushrooms." Misty can make some good
Misty
breakfast.
wasn't there. Misty wasn't there, but Sherry and Donna was, and Billy was giving them down the country about it. Billy said that Sherry gave him a mushroom and he bit it. It didn't taste real good. He said, "My life feels good."
Yeah, until they taste like dirt. So, there's that.
Karen, good to see you.
Hey,
But
Karen.
I wish I had recorded him saying that. That would have been a great video clip to play.
Karen says, we only have a half acre, but the dogs turned it into the Grand Canyon. Diggers, are they? It's like why you can't have like a pet wolf or like a hybrid, like a wolf dog, because they will just dig the shit out of your yard.
You know Stacy, don't you?
Stacy.
Thatcher.
I've
I'm not sure.
seen her. I just no, I don't.
The name sounds familiar.
In chats and stuff, but that's about
Yeah,
it.
she's the one that had the rocks put on her bumper.
The what?
The rocks.
She's the one.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, I've never met her. I've seen her in chats and I've seen her around on the shows, but never met her.
well, she was at the camp out when we was up there.
Yeah, I stayed back at the camper a lot, the pop up a lot during that trip. I was having trouble with my legs. I wasn't feeling
Getting up that
100%.
hill.
And getting up that hill was tough for me. But
Sorry. Maybe we shouldn't have parked on a cliff.
well, all right. I made it up there when I did.
Yeah, she made it up there at least one time. I know. I seen her up there. But yeah, you and Pat and all them, y'all hide out down there like y'all at a whole separate camp. Y'all ain't part of our group. You're another group.
I was just up top was so crowded when we got there. I was like, well, let's go down the hill.
We kind
And
of
then we ended up camping on the hill.
Yeah, on the hill. Then we were thinking being in a spot or an area where there wasn't so many people might hear stuff or, have a different experience.
Richie
Yeah,
Evans, what's up?
William Robinson was there. He rented a camper and came up.
Oh, Rusty? Right
That's
on.
cool.
Yeah.
I like him. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, he was. Richie says Spaceballs 2 is coming out in 2027.
Oh wow.
That should be interesting. Well, because I don't know, they can't do the same comedy now that they did back then. You know?
I know.
Yeah, people be crying about political correctness and shit. You can't tell a joke no more without offending somebody.
Rich said 40 years later.
Wait, has it been 40 years since Spaceballs came out?
I don't know. Let's see.
40 years. Doesn't seem like it's
Really?
possible that is that old.
It don't.
That would be.
But I guess it is.
85.
1987, June 24th.
Holy shit.
Dang.
Now we all feel old. I'm not going to say, oh man, I feel so old. No, fuck that. We all feel old after hearing that. Richie says
Just
we are.
remember Captain Kangaroo.
Those green jeans.
Pokey Gumby.
Sharon, take care. Good night or good morning. Have a great day. Great weekend.
Day, hon. Yeah.
Good night.
Don't forget,
Sharon.
guys, at least in America, this Sunday is Father's Day.
It is indeed.
Well, that'd be another holiday I don't get no presents.
It's a Hallmark holiday anyway, so.
Right.
Well, I don't have no kids, so no wife.
Be lucky if I get a phone call.
Oh.
Jimbo says, night to those leaving.
Yeah, I guess I might as well wind it down myself.
I was curious, though. I just Googled it. Captain Kangaroo was from 1955 until 1984.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Well, I was watching it.
Do you remember Wonderama?
So why does that sound familiar?
Do you remember Wonderama?
No,
It was like a game show for kids, basically. You know,
I remember uh, the Mickey Mouse Club.
about Kukla, Fran, and Ollie.
Oh yeah, that's an old one.
Fran used to live across the street from my dad, or where I lived in the house too, but she had moved out years and years ago.
Yeah, that was 1955 also.
Wonderama.
Yeah.
When how long did it go till? Well into the 70s, I'm sure.
26 seasons.
I'm trying to remember the ventriloquist and his puppet. Howdy Doody.
Erwin Fox.
That was that?
Funny Fox.
There was Lamb Chop and Sherry Lewis. Is that her name? Sherry Lewis.
Yeah.
She had the puppet. She was a great ventriloquist. See, Gate Smasher even said Lamb Chop.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was Betty White, wasn't it? That had Lamb Chop?
Sherry Lewis.
Okay.
I'm almost positive.
Yeah.
And if I'm almost positive, I'm pretty sure I'm right. Just saying. Bozo the Clown.
Yeah, it was Sherry.
Yeah.
Lewis. It was.
The Sour Grapes off of the Banana Split show.
And the
Mr. Rogers.
Splits. Wow. That's there was some I didn't watch. I knew they were there, but Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah.
There's another one I just thought of and it slipped out. It just went away. How was it?
Gate Smasher, The Outer Limits. Christy said Mr. Ed.
You remember?
Captain Kangaroo.
I always
Do you know who Uncle Fester played from the Addams Family when he was a kid?
What about him?
When Uncle Fester was a kid, do you know what TV show he was on?
No.
Lassie. He was Timmy.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
That's all. Always falling in a well.
I know, right?
Yeah, they had 3 different kids played the owner of Lassie. He was the blonde-headed Timmy.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, I found it out the other day. It was on one of these YouTube channels that's telling about it. The kid actors and what went with them.
Sigmund and the Sea Monsters.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Croft. That's who did that.
Yes. They used to have a place down there in the Omni in Atlanta with a roller coaster and I forget what all they had up there for the kids to play in.
Robert Denduven says, I thought Uncle Fester was on the Little Rascals. HR, puffin stuff.
Right.
Here we go.
Nah, I'm
The
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that was it was Timmy on Lassie.
Northwood says, who here remembers Freaky's cereal? I do not. Freaky.
Well, that's like Kimba the White Lion. That was a cartoon that when I was a kid. and Astro Boy.
I remember Astro Boy. I don't remember Kimbo the White Lion.
Well, you know, what I've come to realize is that some of the stuff was regional. It wasn't played all across the country.
Okay, so it wasn't like syndicated, I guess.
Yeah. And so that's why a lot of people never heard of some of them. And you got the Ren 1010 and Rex the Wonder Dog. And
Karen says, I liked Underdog.
yes, Underdog was cool.
Miss Polly Purebred. Here I come to save the day.
Deadly Do Right.
Mighty Mouse, never mind.
Deadly Do Right, Roger Ramjet. There's so many of them.
That was when was that? That was in the 80s.
Yeah, that was the 80s.
Felix the Cat.
Captain Caveman.
Cap. So,
Yogi and Boo Boo. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm a diehard Bugs Bunny fan.
The two crows, I can't remember their name. Heckle
Heckle
the
and
Jekyll, yeah.
Again, comedy that you can't repeat. Like, you know, Bugs Bunny had such. If you went back and saw all the original Bugs Bunny, you'd be like, oh shit. There's so much adult humor in it.
Oh god, yeah.
It's, you know,
It's terrible.
it's fucking awesome.
I know, but I'm saying.
I've grown up with that,
Yeah,
and then you look back and you're like, oh shit.
No wonder we're damaged.
Poor old road coyote never could catch that road runner.
Georgia of the jungle.
There you go.
Look out for that tree.
Stella and Ella. They were. I liked Stella and Ella back when I was a kid.
Mo should have taken that left at Albuquerque. What a maroon. The wonderful world of Disney. Me. At the time, it was great.
Yeah.
Now it's like I live too close to Disney.
Yeah.
I say that boy's about as sharp as a bowling ball. You foghorn leghorn.
Yeah.
My stepfather held up the building of the Scream Machine at Six Flags for 2 weeks because the truck broke down in our front yard with a track on it.
Richie says Bugs Bunny was not made for kids. Well, you consider when it was made originally and how it advanced. I mean, people weren't so uptight. You know,
Kids were more mature back then.
who appreciated that humor.
Yes.
Might not have gotten it. You know,
We got it in our own way. We got
yeah,
it.
but when there's an episode where Bugs pops out of the hole, his out of the ground, and somehow he ends up like back in time. And there's a knight on a horse with a lance, and the knight introduces himself as like Duke of Wellington, cirrhosis of liver. It just goes off with these names, and you're like, holy shit. As a kid, you don't know what cirrhosis of liver is.
What it insinuates.
Yeah. The guy's an alcoholic.
And
Jim
poor
says,
old Wimpy, he
Leghorn is
didn't- you know
exactly
what-
what the governor of South Carolina sounds like.
Oh wow.
and Wimpy old pie and never had no money till Tuesday.
I like watching Tom and Jerry. You know,
And that was such a violent thing.
I
It was
know.
always a mouse getting his ass kicked, or
they were both getting their ass
Yeah,
kicked all
yeah.
the time, but it was funny.
how many times how much gun violence was there in Bugs Bunny?
And Roadrunner, and
Well,
Daffy Duck always getting his head, his bill
Well,
shot around. And,
backwards.
Yeah.
yeah.
Pickable.
Tom and Jerry peeling the hide off of Tom.
Hey, what happened, boy? One bullet left. Harold's the $6 million man. There were some cool shows that we grew up with.
Everybody loved Farrah back then.
Forest of Monster says, I'm going out tomorrow at Bigfoot Campground events. I'm hosting a camp event. Right on. Be safe. Have fun. Where are we at? Jeez, we're there.
Oh, we're actually there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been seeing a few advertisements for a place called Rattlesnake Ranch or something up in Tennessee, or Rattlesnake Cave, where they have live music and stuff.
Never heard of it.
I'd kind of like to go visit it and see what it's a big old cave and they have live music in it.
Good acoustics, I'm sure.
I bet. I've always wanted to have a big old cave that I could live in.
Robert Dendubin says, hey, Mugs, have you ever gone to a bar / tavern for trivia night? No, they don't like me in those things. I was sitting in a bar once, and there's a guy sitting to my left, and Jeopardy happened to be on the TV. And I'm not paying attention to the people next to me. I'm just, like enjoying my beer and watching Jeopardy, but I answer out loud. And the guy next to me got all pissed off. He turns to me and goes, how the fuck do you know all this stuff? He goes, I feel stupid sitting next to you. And it was like, oh, what? Oh, I'm sorry. What? I was like, dude, I'm sorry.
They opened up a restaurant in Atlanta several years ago called the Upper Crust.
Pizza joint?
Yeah, and they was one of the radio stations that, if you know the answer to the question, you get a free slice of the Upper Crust pizza. The question was, what was the name of Governor Hogg's daughter in 1968? Guess what? Her name was Ima, and I knew it. I called in. I got my free pizza.
Sharon, good night. Thank you, hon.
Jim
Appreciate
says,
it.
God willing, and the creeks don't rise, I will be having coffee on my back porch in the morning.
Well, good luck, everybody. I'm going to get out of here and get.
Wendell, thanks for hanging out.
Good to see you, Jim.
Thanks y'all for having me.
Oh, anytime, man.
It's a lot of fun, and I actually had something to tell about this time.
Right on.
All right. Maybe we'll get together and do it again.
Oh,
Absolutely.
we will, I'm sure.
Have a wonderful night. Thanks again. Were you done? Hey, give him a second chance.
I forgot I was off camera this whole time.
You've been off camera
The whole time.
well, you're looking at your own screen. You know you're off camera.
Oh no, I'm looking at my phone. That's the problem.
Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you
Everyone.
enjoyed yourself.
All you guys out there, happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
I hope your weekend's good.
Don't forget to hit that like button, share it out. If you're new, subscribe, and leave comments. Lots and lots and lots of comments.
Tons.
We'll be back on Tuesday. So you guys have an amazing weekend. Be safe.
We love you.
Take care of yourself. Take care of one another. As she said, we love you. Peace and God bless.